Guy in this state went to the store the other day and bought groceries, and he paid for them with his credit card, and they gave him a receipt. He took his groceries and receipt and everything and got in the car and left. And later on that same day, he wrote a note on the back of the receipt, walked into a bank and retched that note to a teller. And I guess it said, give me all your money out of your drawer or whatever. Anyway, she took it out and gave it to him. And they knew immediately hardly before he got out of the bank parking lot who he was, because it was on the other side of the receipt to the note he wrote. Stupid, man. That really happened. I watched it on the news the other night. Can't believe it. Alright, welcome back, folks. Yeah, there's some stupid people, man. I'll tell you what, that was the worst I'd ever heard. I couldn't believe I was hearing that on the news. Alright, back on this guitar, y'all. Les Paul guitar. We're probably not going to get to hear this tonight because I've been thinking about this. I haven't got to work on it anymore. I was going to check the frets, but I had some other work I did. Anyways, we probably won't get to hear it tonight. I want to check the frets and make sure they're all level. See what the radius of that board is. I imagine it's probably a 12, which is like most Les Pauls. But I want to check it, make sure, and mark the frets blue. And if it is a 12, I'll get a radius sanding block, whatever it is, and just put the lightest paper on it I can find, 2000 grit, and check it, see if the frets are all level or not. And then, what do we do then? I want to check a couple other things where the bridge saddles live, or are going to live, if I can find the saddles and this tail piece. Stop bar, I can't find them. I haven't looked really, but I think I know where they are. Anyways, I'm going to get you, as usual, and bring you over, and let's do a little bit of work on this. Hang out a little bit and talk a while. Hold on. So I checked the neck is straight. Check it again here real quick and make sure. Yeah. I don't have a piece of paper to stick in there. When I squat down here and look at it, though, it looks like it is perfectly straight. And it looks perfectly straight looking down the neck, too, just eyeballing it. And you want a straight neck whenever you check to see if your frets are level, or if you're leveling frets. So how are you all doing, man? How is everybody? How's everybody's body? Wow, it's been hot here. Man, I'm telling you what. Air conditioning been working non-stop. We're getting a little bit of a break right now. Not very much of one, but it's a little bit of one. And they're saying the heat's it's coming back, though. They said it's supposed to come back again. So, you know, I don't know how many more clothes I can take off. You know what I mean? Almost naked now. Helped a friend the other day. Asked me if I knew anything about lawnmowers. I said, yeah, a little bit. He has a riding mower. He wanted to know if I could change belts on it, or put new belts on it, that's what he said. And I said, yeah, I figured probably one belt, maybe two. Well, it had 3 on it. And he had all 3 brand new. Wanted me to change them all 3, so I did. Wow, it was hot that day, and damn near tore my arms off working on that thing. I mean, you know, you got to reach wherever you can get in certain things doing that. And I just almost tore them off. I got to check the yeah, I've got these laying right here. Check the radius in that first. It's probably a 12. I'm going to try 12 first at the 12th fret. And yeah, that's what it is. This is just I always like to use a light on that because I don't trust my eyes anymore. I just hold this on the fretboard, shine a light all along the bottom of it like so. I don't know if you can see that or not. Can't see the camera. Man, I'll tell you what, it sucks getting old. The only thing that I have not lost yet, or I got to get a block, sanding block, number 12. The only thing I haven't lost yet, or haven't really noticed any difference, is my hearing. Can't see anymore, man. All I'm going to do, see, is just take this box up. It's got 2000 grit paper on it, very light. And with the blue on there, I'm going to run this up and down. I can see everywhere that this block touches. With that 2000 grit, you know, this is not going to mess the frets up enough to even have to polish. Well, I am going to polish them with that magic paste I use. And I can see it's hitting on every fret. You guys probably can't even see that, but it hits on every fret. So that's good. Now I'm going to have to polish them a little bit to get the blue off of them before I put strings on, but that's alright. I was going to polish them anyway with the semi-chrome polish, and that'll take all that off. Or should. It should take it off. Let's see. There's one fret there. A couple of them it just barely touched on. I'm not getting any rocking though. None whatsoever. A couple frets right in there. Probably where strings have been bent. And maybe wore a tiny place in the frets. The frets look good on it. It's got jumbo frets in it. But, I don't know, man. Well, yeah, I might as well polish the frets now, too. We done checked the electronics. We know all that works. I got to polish the whole guitar. It's got some funky stuff on it. You know, this guitar might end up in a contest. You know, some of you people that watch the channel was worried about me getting rid of it and leaving the Gibson logo up here. You know, because the way some of them talk, you know, it could get maybe pawned off to someone as a real Gibson. I don't want that to happen, you know. I do not want that to happen. I don't want to be a part of it. I just want to make this guitar play like a real Gibson. And then I might take a grinder and grind this off. I don't know yet. I hate to. It's a beautiful guitar. But, you know, if I'm going to let it go, man, I don't want... It's going to be so much like a Gibson, it's going to be hard to tell it, you know, from a real one. And I don't want any part of that. So, you know, I may make a video of just taking a grinder and just lightly grinding that until you can't see Gibson on it anymore. Now, I'll leave the Les Paul and the Les Paul here. But the Gibson logo, I probably will grind it off or change it. Maybe I don't figure I'll change it. I might put a water logo on it. I don't know yet. I'm just kicking it around. Hold on, let me gather my thoughts. I've done lost what view I had. Yeah, my mind, that's another thing I've lost. Hold on. So we'll go ahead and put a little semi-chrome polish on these frets and see how quick it goes. Or how slow it goes. Yeah, you can't sell these guitars in the United States. You'll go to jail if you try to pawn one of these off on someone. Because they're as fake as... You can make nice guitars out of them, though. To be a cheap guitar. Oh wow, that done it, just wiped the blue right off, man. You'd have to scrub on it a little bit, but I wanted to polish these frets anyway, like this. Yeah, you guys that were talking about that, you make good points. You know, I could see where that could happen. Especially after the work I'm doing on the guitar, it's going to be like a Gibson. I mean, it's going to sound like one. It's going to play like one. It feels like one already, or it will when I get done with it. And you know, it could be pawned off on someone as a Gibson, but not if the logo's not there. It would look like crap, probably, but. I wouldn't want any part of that. I mean, I'm not fixing it to sell as a Gibson. I'm just fixing it to prove that I can fix it to play like it, one, and sound like one. Because I did it before. I want to take that black Les Paul someday. I'd like to take it to a music store and just let them evaluate it, you know what I mean? Just take it in and say, you know, what do you give me for this? I would never sell it to them, you know, but I would have some fun with them, though. And if I do that, if I ever do that, I'll bring the camera along. Maybe I can get my son or someone to run the camera. You know, I'll get that on video for you guys. whether they recognize it as a fake or think it's a Gibson and offer me $5,000 for it. Man, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? I wouldn't take it, but it'd be funny if it happened. Be an entertaining video, I think. I rub this stuff right over the fretboard too. If you use it, don't be afraid to get it on the fretboard. I use it. I put it on the fretboard. It helps clean the fretboard before you put linseed oil on or whatever you put on your fretboard. Some people don't put anything on there, as I understand it. Never have, and ain't starting now. Well, that's more power to you. The fretboard will last a lot longer if you do put it on there. Something. I recommend linseed oil. I don't use anything else but that. I've had people send me all kinds of stuff. Try this, or have you tried this, or what do you think of this? I have used stuff besides linseed before, but I like linseed, man, better than anything else. It solidifies that board. It solidifies on the wood. Tiny little bit you leave on there. Someone's saying they left their guitar in the hot sun and got it out, and it was like bubble gum. The fretboard was where the linseed melted. I thought, well, you shouldn't have left your guitar in the car in the heat that long to start with. And two, I don't put that much on there really. I mean, you know, not enough to where it's going to melt and feel like bubble gum if it gets hot. Finish is going to feel like bubble gum if it gets that hot. You know what I mean? The switch is right in the way. These pickups don't need semi-chrome, but they need wiped off. They've got a lot of crap on them. I want to check the electronics in this guitar again too. You could even polish your guitar with this stuff. In fact, I see some stuff right there that won't come off. I don't know what it is. I'm going to try to get the camera and show you that. And show you how well this stuff is to buff with. This stuff I'm talking about. Alright, can you see this stuff on the finish right here? I can get the light right now. Yeah, there you can see it. Now you can take your fingernail and scratch that hard and it won't come off. No effect on it, see? I rubbed it hard, man. It don't smear or anything, but it won't come off. It's a little bit up around there. A little bit along there. I don't think there's any back there. It's just right there. I don't know what that is. It's all over in there. Alright, let me show you a new buffing compound that I found by mistake. If I still had a buffing machine, I don't have anymore. I trashed mine, but if I still had one, I wouldn't care to use this stuff to buff guitars with. No kidding. Wouldn't bother me one bit to use it to buff guitars. There is a little bit of that up in here. I didn't see that before. And on that white rhythm treble ring. Do not want to get this crap in the new switch though. Boy, that'd suck. Rubbing circular motions with it. And you'd be surprised the scratches you can take out of your finish with that stuff. You got to put a little bit of elbow grease into it, unless, like I say, unless you have a buffer. I used to have one. You old subscribers might remember it. I don't know if I probably showed it before. I can't remember if I did or not. The motor burned up in it. And I kept thinking, well, I'll find another motor for it. I never did find a motor. And I just trashed the whole thing, man. It was old. It was a crappy machine anyway. Almost rubbed the rhythm off of it. The treble, almost rubbed the treble off of the thing, man. Where it says treble down here. But all that crap is gone that easy. I'm going to have to get you again and show you though. For those non-believers. Hold on. Alright, you look at it from the same angle. And there's no sign of it there anymore. Check that out, man. I see a little bit of scratches right there. That's weird. I can't see them with my eyes, but I can see them in the camera. I don't know what it is. But the stuff that was there is gone. I could rub that some more if that is scratches. Yeah, I don't know. I could rub that polish on it some more and make those scratches go away. I don't see them with my eyes. When I pull the camera away and look at it with my eyes, I mean, what do you think I'd look at it with my ears? I can see, it looks like scratches in the camera. Right there. Yeah, right in there. In this area. There's a certain way the light gets. I'm thinking I can see it in the camera, but I don't see it when I just look at the guitar without the camera. Anyways, you can see all that stuff's going, man. I could rub this a little bit more cleaner. But I was afraid, like I said, I almost rubbed the treble off of it. Rub the rhythm off. Right now, I just want to measure from the nut, the newt, to the 12th fret. This thing I got from StewMac. It's just got a couple of points on the end of it there. I don't know if you can see them or not. I think you can see them. An adjustable thing there, and you lay that one end on the nut like so and adjust it to where these points come right to your 12th fret, and then tighten it up. Now because this thing's straight, this thing here is straight, you know, most guitar bridge saddles are slanted a little bit to get the intonation right. Now I'm going to use this on the low E strings because I want it to intonate truer on the, when you're playing a chord, than I do on the high E strings. Because see, this is not slanted. Every guitar saddle is slanted. So what I'm saying here is I'm going to intonate, I'm going to use this for the low E strings, not the high E ones. So when you play a chord, it'll be in tune, intonation will be right. But usually you're playing soloing on the higher E strings, and I don't care so much about them because the player can bend the string into pitch. So, you know, it makes a huge difference, man. And that right there has got the high E strings intonated, okay? That's showing down here. When I measure from the nut to the 12th fret, I got that exactly, those little points exactly on the 12th fret. Well, not exactly. Yeah, they are. Exactly on the 12th fret, okay? So when I bring this down and put this on the 12th fret, it sits down over the fret. Lay this here. This is showing the high E string as being perfectly intonated. The low is off because this is not slanted. So it's going to be off playing chords if I, you know, if I go by that. It's the bridge and saddles is in the right place down here, but up here on the low E string it's not. But you know, hopefully there's enough adjustment there to be able to intonate it so when you play chords. I worry more about the chords, you know, intonating the lower D, A, and G string. I worry about that more because, you know, you play a chord and it sounds out of tune, it just sounds like shit, man. But like I say, a lead player playing down on these higher G, B, and E strings can bend the notes into tune when as they're soloing. Now I had to drive one of these inserts. Let me raise you up a wee little bit. I had to drive one of these inserts in. I checked this before, but I can't remember. I'm going to check it again. Had to drive one of these inserts in deeper into the guitar because there wasn't enough adjustment there to get the strings down. And this is what I want to check for. See, that should skim right over every saddle, and it does. It's perfect, man. In fact, I can raise it up some. Before, the saddles was too high. You can see they're not too high now. That's actually hitting on the screw on the pickup a little bit, but I've got plenty of pickup sticking up there. I can lower that. So that's good. That looks good. Now, I have these other knobs. They're gold knobs, kind of gold like Gibson, old Gibson type. Maybe you guys would prefer them over these skull knobs. There's what the skull knobs look like. I'll let you all decide on that. I kind of like the gold ones better. I've already got the skull ones on over here. You can see. See what those look like. I think you can see them through the bag. They're Gibson knobs. They're very old style, and they would match that guitar better, I think. They're about the same color as the guitar. So I'll let you guys make the call on that. And I gotta find the stop bar now. I've got a couple of them somewhere if I can find them. Hold on. Here's the Picker's Grip product I talked about before, told you about it before. You never could see what it really looked like over there, I don't think. This is the last video, I think, that they are sponsoring. All you do, like I said before, is I wish I knew what that was. It smells like plastic or rubber or something. It kind of feels rubbery, sticky like. But you take your pick, right where you grip the pick, right there we go, right where you grip the pick, and rub it on there a little bit, like so, you know. And look at that, man. The pick, I mean, you can't sling it off of there. You cannot sling the pick off of it. It'll stay on there for a long time. And you can't, look at that. You can rub both sides of the pick on there, in fact. And then, when you get a hold of your pick, I mean, wow, look at that, man. I can't throw it down. If you drop your pick a lot, or you, it turns around backwards or sideways on you, this is a great product. It works. I'm telling you, it works. And, you know, for now, for the time being, this will be the last video I'll talk about that on, but you guys check it out if you need to. Pickersgrip.com. I've got videos about removing scratches from your finish with this stuff. See, those lights are too bright. Just it washes out. Happich, H-A-P-P-I-C-H, semi-chrome polish. I've used it on all kind of guitar finishes, and that's another thing you should check out. I think Amazon sells it now. It's coming up on a lot of YouTube channels since I first showed this stuff, and it is great stuff. I think anyone that gets a tube of it will tell you that. And they're not sponsoring anything. One of the big guys from Happich contacted me about a year ago, I think, and said he wanted to talk to me about, you know, he really appreciated me, you know, saying such good words about his product, and he wanted to set something up with me to talk to me about it, and I said, okay. And I never heard any more from him after that. I don't know if the guy died or what happened to him, but I was hoping we'd work something out, maybe get a deal on some of this stuff, a whole bunch of it or whatever, and I could pass it along to some of you guys if that ever happened. But if it don't happen, get a tube of it and try it. The stuff works great, man, for removing scratches. You know, I'm not talking about cuts in your guitar, but a pretty decent scratch, you know, pretty bad. Well, you seen there, it took every bit of that out. I'm not seeing those scratches with my eyes that I could see in the camera. I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with me today, tonight, this morning, whenever you see this. The next video, I promise, you're going to get to hear this guitar. All I got to do is string it up. We'll do a setup on it. We know the frets are good now. And I've never tried the truss rod yet. I'm just really hoping it works. I hope it works. Talk in, Kev. You know if it works or not, probably. If you do, say so. Because I haven't even had the truss rod cover off of it yet. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. And then in the next video, we'll get ready to set it up. Put strings on it, set it up. And get to hear what it sounds like and how it plays. So I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Thanks for watching. Cheers to you. Peace and goodwill.